brother that joined the stage. I don't want to misrepresent his name, so I'm going to ask him to introduce himself and go into whatever he would like to go into. Shout out to you, brother. Salute to you and shalom.
Shalom, shalom, brothers. Your brother JudahApollos, man. Very familiar with most of you brothers on the panel, is especially Judah the Shooter. Definitely. So yeah, I mean, I was gonna really touch on the Amos 9 joint that y'all was about to go into, and y'all kind of touched on it a little bit as far as the Gentile salvation being through serving Israel. And that's one of the things that haven't been taught, and it's very important to catch that part. That, yeah, like the brother was saying, they can't just say, "Yeah, we down with you," and we can just get on in. No, they have to do what it says. And so what we do is we show in the scriptures on the servants obey your masters, that these scriptures are being given as a commandment to the heathen to serve the royal people of the earth, which is why it says according to the flesh specifically. So we bring that out. We have a series called Gentile Salvation, Servants Obey Your Masters. We did about 10 years ago and have been teaching it ever since. We do have heathens that do serve us now. And the reason why this has been hidden, to our community is because of how much it would uplift our community. That's one thing they can't deal with, is when the heathens come under us and start serving us, and we end up having, more, of course, more substance. You know what I'm saying? That's very powerful. And I feel like one of the things they did when they did the whole mix up in the 90s, where they separated that other school, the House of David. I feel like, because, brother said that's when, that was bringing in the bags and the police and all that, and trying to, mix up the whole thing. A lot of it had to do with the Gentiles and other things with King David as well. But with the Gentiles coming under us, they changed up the doctrine to be the servants obey your masters, because I'm sure everybody familiar with the verse, servants obey your masters, Ephesians 6:5, Titus 2:9, Colossians 3. This is in the Bible. We can't take it out. So we have to explain what it is and who it's talking about. And a lot of the camps were explaining it as being the servants were the congregation and the masters were the elders of the congregation. And when you go into the Greek, of course, it's saying slaves obey your masters. So that's going even further. It's impossible for the people of the congregation to be slaves to the leaders. And we know in Jeremiah 34, Christ did away with the whole, I say Christ because that's, who was the one in the Old Testament that was given everything, created man from the dust of the ground, all things was made by him, all that. So we know that he did away in Jeremiah 34, he did away with the Israelites serving Israel, the Israelite servants. He had us put away all our Israelite servants. So that goes to show that it's impossible for that to be those slaves in Ephesians 6:5 to be Israelites serving Israelites. And of course, when we read, I'm not going to go too much into it. I'm just trying, give you the basis of it. Of course, when we read, servants have ruled over us. And I've seen servants on horses and princes walking as servants. They're still, even though they're in the ruling class, they're still being referred to as servants, just like we still being referred to as the royal people. So when we get into the New Testament, we see clearly that he's calling them the servants like he called them before. And when Peter, was speaking and the Holy Spirit was poured out on those Gentiles, that was also prophesied in Joel chapter 2 when he said he was going to pour out his spirit on Israel and also on the servants and the handmaids in those days. So, we see these things, and we see over and over it's giving us commandments on being a light to the Gentiles. Their job, like it says in Luke 2:30, it says, I've seen thy salvation, that thou hast prepared before the face of all people, a light to lighten the Gentiles and the glory of thy people Israel. So as it is our job to be a light to them, it's their job to glorify us as well. they have to play their part just as we play our part as kings and priests. They play their parts as servants and be a part of the congregation. So I just want to touch on that and give it a little bit more on the Amos chapter 9. And I was interested in hearing the Hebrew breakdown portion of it. I don't see how Ariella kind of changed it up. I don't really understand his breakdown of it. I heard what he said, but I didn't get how he could kind of take out he moved the word into making it saying he was talking about the Israelites, and I really didn't understand that part. But it's clearly saying that, the Gentiles that was called by his name, it specifically says Edom and the rest of the heathen. So.
Hey, Judah, we could be wrong, though. These Hebrew scholars are about to let us know if we're wrong or not.
It's too many precepts on it.
You know what I could definitely say? There's definitely some teachings that I have over the years that I got from teachers. I inherited from teachers. And I think if we all admitted things like this, the community could really go forward. There's definitely some teachings, way of looking at the Bible that I inherited from my teachers that I didn't go back and scrutinize myself. This is one of them. So my stance on this that I shared with Priest Akar the other day on Inside the Nation Radio is actually based on what my teachers told me. Maybe if I go back and look at it critically in the Hebrew, I might see something different. So through this conversation, I'm open to looking at it, differently, to look at it again to see if I can see anything new or different. And that's just how scholarship and wisdom works, man. We keep acting like everything we know right now is perfect. That's crazy. Your information should always be open to being updated, right? That's how we keep the information going, man. So I'm gonna definitely go back to the drawing board, Priest Akar. I'm gonna check it out again, and then I'll have an answer for you.
I appreciate that, brother. Also, too, before, I don't know if Judah and Jedediah is gonna go into it real fast, but I also need to know how I can get a hold of you, Zion. I can email you and we can exchange horns like that.
You could definitely email me at ZionLex with 2 X's at gmail.com. I hate saying this on the live because, Israelites are weirdos. But my number is actually on the screen. That Zelle number, that's my business phone.
Okay.
So you could keep that number. Of course, there's always going to be one person that's going to call me right now at that number, even though I didn't give that number to them.
I appreciate you. I'll give you some time to to settle in and decompress and all that, and I'll hit you up this week so that we can schedule something. I'm looking to do maybe a simulcast, or I can grace your channel, then you can come grace ours.
Yeah, I'm with it, man. I'm definitely with it. Man.
I won't give any pre-packaged questions either.
Nah. Catch me live, man. Let me be wrong, let me be right, but let me be me.
God, all praises.
What verse is that in Amos?
Amos 9 and 12.
Amos
9 and 12.
Amos 9 and 12. I'll go ahead and read, and I'll be quick because I know other brothers want to do that thing. So Amos 9 and 12, it says, Lama'an yirshu et she'erit edom v'chol hagoyim asher nigra shemi alehem na'um Yehovah et set zot. So the first part we have is Sheri Edom, which is, of course, a remnant of Edom. We already know Edom is the descendants of Esau, which, of course, we already know, preaching to the choir, not Israelites. I
don't mean to cut you off. I'm reading from the Tanakh.
Yes.
So we're waiting for
Amos.
Is it
Amos
3:12? It says, "Thus saith Yah, as the shepherds rescue from the lion's jaw."
9 and 12. 9 and 12.
Okay, 9 and 12. Okay.
Thank you, Get Wise, for your supporting your donation. I agree with you. I won't say the only person missing, but I would certainly say a significant person that is missing from this conversation that would have had a great contribution is certainly good brother Divine Prospect. Divine Prospect is a busy man in Israel. He does a lot. We appreciate his contribution over the years. The conversation definitely would have got exciting had he joined it as well. And it's never too late, Divine, if you up. If not, we'll catch you next time.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and read it again. It says, Lama'an yirshu et she'erit edom v'chol hagoyim asher nigra shemi alehem na'um Yehovah et set zot. So the first part I was saying is the word she'erit edom, which of course we know is what you would know as the remnant of Edom. And I was saying that the Edom, obviously descendants of Esau, not Israelites. This is how you already know, first and foremost, not even talking about Israelites as far as the context. Then it goes to say Vakal HaGoyim. Goyim, for the most part, always means Gentiles, nations outside of Israel, unless context specifies otherwise. But here it is not. Then we have Asher Nikra Shemi Alehem, or who are called by my name. You know what I'm saying? So this does not mean that they are Israelites. This means that Yahweh will put his name upon them. He will claim them. They'll turn to him. So this is them coming up under his authority. You know what I'm saying? So what is Amos 9 and 12 saying? The Israelites going to be restored. You got Israel that will possess or rule over Edom and, of course, the Gentile nations. You have the Gentile nations who are called by Yahweh's name. These are not Israelites by ancestry, as we will. So these Gentiles, like somebody mentioned earlier, no, that was Elder Jediah. He talked about submission. So they're going to be submitting to the God of Israel, not Gentiles being Israelites, if you will. And last but not least, you know what I'm saying? It was something else I wanted to mention. Oh, yeah. Again, are the ones called by his name Gentiles or Israelites? So again, in the Hebrew grammar, I say Asher Nikra'u Shemi Alehem always refers to, you know what I'm saying, those who Yahweh was claiming as his own. You know what I'm saying? So in the Tanakh, that phrase is normally it normally applies to Israel about called by thy name. You know what I'm saying? The people of his covenant, of course. So when Amos is saying it, though, he's saying all nations on my name is called. You know what I'm saying? So it means Gentile nations who come under the authority of Yahweh through Israel's dominion, of course. You know what I'm saying? So that word name can be authority. You know what I'm saying? So that's the story short. You know what I'm saying? From what I see.
What I started at verse 7, and the reason why I started at verse 7, because verse 7 it's speaking directly to the Israelites and how they would move during this coming of this kingdom, so to say. And then when you get to verse 12, it says, so that they shall possess the rest of Edom. They is Israel. They're the ones that's going to possess Edom. And all nations once attached to my name. Once Israel attaches themselves to the name of Yahweh, this is going to take place. Thus declareth Yahweh, a time is coming. So, yeah, them nations will, you know, also like a domino effect, so to say. If you have a kingdom of priests, which is Israel, then you have the nation of Israel's Kohanim would be Levi. If you have the anointed in our nation that comes from out of the Davidic line, naturally you're going to have an anointed nation, which will be Israel to the nations of the earth. And then in turn, they will reflect that enlightenment, thus say, or so to say. So yeah, naturally they would have the name attached to them, but only through getting instruction from Israel. Because verse 7 is letting us know that it's speaking to the Israelites and how the Israelites would be moving and how these nations would become possessed by the Israelites in all the nations. Reason why Edom is mentioned first, because Edom was our original enemy, so to say, and our or our twin brother, our paternal twin brother. So Edom is being mentioned first, because remember, Edom is the one that made the Talmud that went up into the cliffs and the mountains where you see in Obadiah, and then you also see in Psalms, the 82nd chapter, or excuse me, the 83rd chapter, that Edom made confederate with these different nations. So naturally, Edom's name is going to be mentioned first, and then all the nations, once we, Israel, attach ourselves to the name of Yahweh, this will declare itself. So this is strictly talking about Israel and how we're going to possess these nations by the way of Torah, and we're going to instruct them by the way of Torah, just like King David put garrisons on Edom in the Book of Kings. We see garrisons put in on Edom, and David forced Torah on them. We see during the Maccabean revolt, we see John Hyrcanus, you know, enforcing Torah on Edom as well. So this idea of possessing Edom and enforcing Torah, and I'm not saying in this sense by force or whatever, however it's going to be done, it's going to be done through us being the light to them through our government.
That's why it says there in verse 9, I mean, chapter 12, chapter 9, verse 12, that they, Lama'an Yirshu et She'ari Edom, that they shall possess the remnant of Edom. So it's not just that they say, hey, I believe in Yah, but we have to now tell them what to do. And we have to give instructions, and they have to be tangible. And another thing is that they have to be willing to donate financially. Real quick, if we could get a precept, because I'm thinking of I think it's 2 Corinthians 9, if I remember right. Real quick, second.
On what?
You know, about the Gentiles and what they need to be doing. It says if we teaching them spiritual things, they need to be giving us
the carnal things.
They need to be giving us the financial things. Where's that at? It's in chapter 8 or 9. Maybe 8. But that's what they do as we teach them.
Yes, 1 Corinthians 9 and 11.
9 and 11, you got it, Doc?
Mm-hmm. It says, let me pull it up. It says, if we have sown unto you spiritual things, is it a great thing if we shall reap your carnal things?
So, you know, as we start, that's how, you know, us as priests, they have to bring their offerings to us. And then we pray for them that they can be saved. That was what the priesthood had to intercede for people. So us interceding to this remnant of the Gentiles, they have to serve and they have to be willing to bring their offerings to our people. And then through that, we're supposed to to help build our communities, to help build our congregations and do what we need to do to get our households in order for Yah. You know, that's the rule. So like if we just say, hey, kiss our boots and step, we missing what they supposed to do. We got authority over them, and the word is causing them to submit, but like we gotta get them to perform, and through that they can earn a place. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, because I see it in the Hebrew New Testament. In the Hebrew New Testament, it uses the phrase tova gufanit, you know what I'm saying? So like material good or physical benefit or whatnot. So I see that.
Mm-hmm.
Saying now, yeah, I see that. You know what I'm saying? But I know I did say we was gonna be wrapping up. So I guess I'll do my little last statements. It was a pleasure with talking with you, brothers. Priest Akai, I just added you on Facebook as well, man. I definitely will be supporting you, brother. I definitely want to get some more books from Zion Lex as well, Jediah, and even though, of course, because I'm always a student first, you know what I'm saying? There's going to be a time where I'm going to be coming and sitting at y'all classes from Jediah. I know I want to get better at my active speaking because, you know, I've been doing this on my own. And I for sure want to sit down and classes with Zion Lex or whatnot, so my brother can help me strengthen up as more in the language. I'm definitely going to be strengthened even more in the Greek language and Aramaic, because my goal is to fluently be able to read the Bible in all of the major languages. You know what I'm saying? I'll end with this. Anybody that's listening, I'm telling you, be encouraged to learn the language. You know what I'm saying? Go learn Hebrew. Go learn Hebrew. You got brothers up here who know the language, understanding the grammar. You know what I'm saying? Because last but not least, if you don't understand grammar, you will find yourself going to a Strong's Concordance, taking words out of context. For example, if you look at that, I got to say it again, Matthew 1:16. When you look at the word begot and the word born, you will pull up G1080 and not understand that the Greek word ganeo is not the word in the text. You know what I'm saying? It is the inflected word is in the text. You know what I'm saying? So it is good to have some understanding of it or whatnot. And I will say this is a challenge to anybody in the community. When it comes to the virgin birth, we know the breakdown from Romans 1:3, Wisdom Solomon 1:7, on the king at the beginning of birth. If you all learn the Greek language and learn the Hebrew language, can you defend your stance with the grammar? That is the kill shot that's going to kill everybody's doctrine. Me and Jediah finna talk about it tomorrow. I call it the kill shot. If you believe that Joseph is the biological father, take your breakdowns off the table. Let the grammar speak. You know what I'm saying? Because when you understand the grammar, that means you understand the thought and the intent of the author, the way the author wrote it. I'm not talking about the Immaculate Conception that was created December 9, 1854. I'm not talking that. I'm only talking about the virgin birth. Everybody who I know that know the Hebrew language, anybody who knows Hebrew and understands Hebrew and even Greek would never agree that Joseph is the biological father. Because anytime you look at where it talks about his birth, it's always in the passive form. And that's something that people who believe Joseph is the biological father, it's a kill shot. It's a kill shot. And if anybody who want to know what I mean, reach out to me personally, and we can go over this about what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So from your Hebrews 2:16, 17, and we didn't heard it all. But when you understand the grammar is what's going to be the kill shot. And I believe that one day that all the One West people is going to have to go back to the drawing board and look at it grammatically. Again, take the breakdowns off the table. I want to start having dialogues with brothers who want to just discuss the grammar. You say Joseph the father, then why does the grammar say that? That's what's going to separate the men from the boys.
I think that's going to be very powerful. But gentlemen, we have reached our stay. I want to close out by just sharing something with everybody. Some of you know that I have authored books. I have 8 of them at this point. All of my books can be found on Amazon as well as Barnes and Nobles. You can look up my books online by typing in Zion Lex, or you can type in my Hebrew name, Avdiel Ben Levi. I've been writing for a very, very long time. One of my very first experiences as a writer in the Israelite community was in the year 1998. Chief Naphtali of my congregation, Shema Israel, he created something that was called the Third Eye newspaper. We would take this newspaper to Rikers Island. We would take it up north, Sing Sing. We take it to, down south. We take it to the Caribbean. And we use this newspaper in the 90s, the mid 90s, to help spread the word of our community. I authored an article in this paper in the July/September 1998 issue. At that time, I wasn't going by Avdiel Ben Levi. I was going by Avdiel Ben Israel. I hadn't chosen my tribe yet. So I was known as Avdiel Ben Israel. But I wrote an article entitled The Heritage Factor. And I talk about how European people have co-opted our way of life, et cetera, et cetera. So I just want to say to the people that you can disagree with the elders and you can not like the elders, but we got to start putting respect on people that have been around consistently. No man is perfect. You're always going to find flaws in doctrine, flaws in thinking, but everybody on this panel has been around for some time. Some of us longer than others, some of us slightly shorter, but we all been around for a long time. The Torah says the race is not to the swift, nor is it to the strong, but it's to he who endures. So there's a mighty men of Yah, of the Creator on this panel right now that have been enduring for years. There are some mighty women of Yah that have been enduring for years as well. And everybody deserves their flowers and their kudos. As we close, I want every panelist to close us out with some words, and then we're going to officially close, and we'll wrap it up. Somebody told me I should bring back the live streams. Tonight is one reason why I definitely want to do that. So we back, family. We're back. So you, in no certain order, we can definitely have our brothers go. It's up to you guys who goes first and who goes last.
I'll say this. I appreciate you, Brother Zion Lex. Many more builds. We're about to turn all the way up. And I just want to say this. I know it's not about the views and the subscribers, but damn it, it's about the views and subscribers. And here's what I'm saying, because the more people that we can reach, the more people we can teach, the more people we could wake up to the truth. And so the fact that our brother Zion Lex, he needs to be having at least 5,000 views per video. That's at least, you know what I mean, for the brother's work that he's doing, real substantiated work. And so I'm excited, just like I told my brother Divine, to get you brothers on our platforms that may that may have more attention, but still will, you know, help our brothers. And that's what we should have been doing anyways. Like the brother Judah the Shooter got his books. I'm definitely willing to promote your books on our platform. That's fine. Jedediah, I want to work with you as well. So Judah the Shooter, you got Jedediah's number. I want to link up with you guys as well. My dear beloved brother.
I give you my number.
For sure. And I ain't doing nothing tomorrow, so we could all get on the phone. Brother Mighty Hebrew, you already know my brother. Shout out to him doing all the groundwork over there in Tanzania. And Judas Apollo, appreciate you. You already tapped in with me. You know, I've been catching hell going through this Gentile salvation thing, but it's I want my brother as one of the leaders over at One West, young leaders over at One West. I want you brothers to know this, because I may clip this with Zion's permission. I may clip this and talk about this on my platform.
Oh, you all have full permission to clip any part or take the whole video, everybody.
I appreciate
I'm taking it. I'm putting it on my channel.
I want my One Westers to know it's bigger than just One West. It's very myopic for you to think that it's only One West. It's bigger than One West. And although we don't agree doctrinally or linguistically with the elders of these brothers on the panel, those elders are still our elders. They're of our same stock. They're of our same ethnicity. And so we need to know the history. That's why I like how Jedediah did his history with his elders and the One West elders. And we need to do the same, because they're important and valuable as well. I love you guys. Peace to the chat. And I'm going to say all praise to the Most High. And last thing, I can't wait till Friday.
Oh man! Shout out to y'all.
I got you. Peace and blessings, y'all.
All right.
Peace and blessings, man. Peace and blessings. So, in no certain order, any one of you guys can go next. Again, thank you very much, Priest Akar, for coming on. You know, we've been knowing about each other for a long time. We've traded some words of disagreement over the years, but it's a beautiful thing to see brethren dwell together in unity. It's comparable to the oil that ran down upon the beard, even upon the beard of Aaron. Our unity empowers us to do what is only done in heaven. We can be powerful when we unite under the banner of Torah and the Holy One of Israel. On that note, brothers, whoever would like to go next, it's on you guys.
Man, I just want to thank you again for hosting this discussion, and y'all willing to lead to more good things for Israel and for all of the people, for all of the congregations, the camps, and so forth. Is, you know, for us to become a nation, we have to show brotherly love. And again, wherever we agree, let's start there. Let's focus on where we agree than where we disagree, because we agree on so much more than we don't. And you know, just appreciate the opportunity to be here and to share, and y'all bless you and the platform and all the brothers here. Shabbat, not Shabbat Shalom, but Shalom.
Shalom, Brother Tov. Thank you very much, Jedediah Malek. This was my first time meeting you. Right. I did hear of your name before. I know I certainly saw you somewhere. I can't think of where, but I saw you online somewhere. And I'm glad to have finally graced you. And we definitely come together and do some things.
I reached out to you back when you put out a book on coming to Messiah. You might not have seen it. I sent out a Facebook message to you.
Then that's what it was. I know I remember interacting, and that's what it was. Yes, my memory is faint, but yes, that's what it was then.
Yeah, it was back then at that time, just to tell you, you know, God bless you on, you know, increasing your growth in the walk. And, you know, I walked that walk too. Torah only, B'nai died.
Come on.
You know, and when I, you know, I was telling a lot of the elders there, and then they had the camp in Atlanta, Shomrei HaTorah, and I went there. It was proving Messiah. I said, I don't need to prove the Messiah out of the New Testament. Let's just stay in the Old Testament.
That's right.
Prove him all day in the Tanakh.
That's right. Even though Mighty Hebrew ready to chop our heads, but you know it's all love. Mighty Hebrew like, all right, I better chill. But listen, this is how it should be done. It shouldn't be personal, man. It shouldn't be that brother believing Messiah. That's crazy. I ain't messing with him. He's a cornball. All that stuff is weird behavior. We are grown men. We love the Creator, I hope. right? I hope everybody, not speaking about the panel, I mean the community. I hope people really love the Creator. I hope people really are about this. Will we get things wrong sometimes? Yes. Will we blatantly make bad decisions at times? Yes. Will we blatantly sin at times? Let's keep it real. Be human. Yes. But the thing is to keep going. Too often we self-defeated and we allow our flaws, our sins to allow us to come off the course. Nah, homeboy, stay the course. Stay the course. The same book that we read about the Creator says, the righteous may fall 7 times and yet rise. That's why I love the words of King David. King David says, commit not my judgment in the hands of man, but I pray that you judge me. Because King David knows something that many of us know. Man wants to make a full end of you the first time you sin. A lot of people are envious. A lot of people are full of hate. A lot of people want to occupy your position. The first time you do something that's wrong, everybody say, I told you he was fake.
Yeah.
Commit the judgment in your hands, O Creator, may you judge me, because man would have me come to a full end. If the righteous could fall 7 times and yet rise, then guys, you could come back from any flaws or sins that you have, so long as you have a resolve to get right before the Creator and not to return to your vomit. Let's get it right.
All right.
Come on. Yeah, if I may, I just wanted to, pretty much just put a stamp on what we was talking about earlier about that Amos 9 and it being fulfilled in Acts chapter 15. It's pretty much it's a blessing for Israel, a huge blessing for Israel to have servants. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's so trivial. Like nobody wants to talk about this, especially because they teach that Gentiles can't be saved at all. But these are our servants, man. He said, ask of me, and I shall give you the heathen for your inheritance. And I mean, he told us again in second Esdras, he said, as for the servants I have given thee, there shall not one of them perish, for I will require them from among thy number. So over and over again, he's telling us about them coming amongst us as servants. And again, this is a huge blessing that brothers is missing out on. I hate to see it. I hate to see brothers have somebody come up to the camp, kiss their boots, and then they just say, all right, the Most High might have some mercy on you. And they just send them away. It's just crazy to me because like the brother was saying, the elder was saying, if they'll kiss your boots, imagine how much they'll serve you, because that's some humble stuff for them to bow down and kiss them boots. They kiss the whole camp boot. They'll kiss a 15-man camp. Everybody boots getting kissed. So I just wanted to point that out, that it's important that brothers understand that the way they come amongst us is not as equals, not on the same level, nothing close to that, but as servants, and to accept that blessing that we have, man. But yeah, hopefully we can speak on another time on the topic, because it's not being spoken about pretty much at all. To be honest with you, the whole subject really just came to the front when Deacon started bringing it out. But as far as the whole breakdown, the whole totality of it, of them being our servants, that part is not being spoken about. So, and I mean on this side, not on, like scripture says, when a man come and serve, like, let me get this one scripture before I get up out of here, just real quick. Let me get Mark chapter 12. I believe it's Mark 12. Yeah, I hate to do this, but I just got to bring it up. That's it, 12. And it's specifically going into when you come to serve the Lord. Matter of fact, that's not the one I'm looking for. But the scripture I'm looking for is when Peter said, we left all and followed thee. And he said, there's no man that have left house, nor brethren, nor lands, and all these things that which will not receive manyfold more in this present time. So we got to understand that there's blessings that come as being the Israelite, as being the royal people on this side, not just in the kingdom. He said that we will receive these things, and who else we're going to receive the houses and lands from, except from the people that have the houses and lands, which are the heathens. So like I said, hopefully we can speak on that a little bit later on in another time, man, because it's a lot of scriptures on it. It's just not being touched, man. I really want to get into that.
Definitely, good brother. I appreciate you coming on. Thank you for sharing your sentiment, man. And anytime that I'm live, man, you can definitely join our panel, and I'll add to the overall discussion, man. Thank you very much, and take care, brother. Shalom.
Come, shalom, brothers.
All right. So I see Judah the Shooter. I see